This just feels like a controller game, you know? Anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name's Twice. This is Jusant. It's a game from Don't Nod, who is the original developer behind the Life is Strange series, Remember Me, a few other ones. Something like that. That sounds better. Listening environment. I think we're fine. As far as I can tell, it's just a whole it's a climbing game. Extra ladders. It's only 26 of them. So without further ado, let's get started. French nautical term for receding tide. This one's been on my list for a little bit. Puzzle platformer seems like a good time. And I like the idea of a large summit or summiting without the extreme pain that goes along with most entries in that genre, like chained together or getting over it or only up or jump king or it's more about the journey for me, which is ironic because this looks a lot like Journey. Hey Pat, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome on in. Tired, work is not so slowly killing you? Well, at least it's mercifully quick. I'm sorry. That sucks. I get it. Work's definitely more of an insidious like parasite for me right now, where it's sucking my life force, but I'm not noticing when it's doing so, and then I like jolt out of my stupor, and I've just been at it for hours and hours trying to compare stuff and get way out of my comfort zone on certain exhausting. Tuesday, Thursdays are GF days, so I only get to watch Mondays mostly now. That is okay. It's excellent. See ya. Any days. I get excited when someone shows up and I've seen them once a year. Once a week. Sky high. Daymark. I know I have arms, but it kind of looks like I don't. Which would make for another very interesting climbing game. Wow. Look at us pressing A. Oh. Oh ho ho. I see. Oh, it's specific. I understand. Okay, so we're getting a little. I guess with opening carabiner, it's full. Empty. Satchel. Search for it. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, we're getting a little Death Stranding, but the parts of Death Stranding I liked, and not the parts of Death Stranding that I didn't like. So I'm okay with that. You can meme me all you want, but the like finding a path for delivery was a lot, and balancing giant packages was a lot more interesting than whatever the hell the combat or story was. So, evening, pirate. How's your weekend, my friend? This is B, right? Oh, you gotta hold it. I understand. Just wondering if there's any collectibles. Sure. 3 small items full available units are empty. They're already attached to a wall. Load a jump. Oh. Oh. Got it. I understand mostly. Alright, keep it topped up. Sure. Makes sense. So opinions are for tough jumps we're not sure we'll make it, so that we don't get reset to the start. Climb. Holiday season, so it's hellish for those left behind. What holiday? Everybody's got different holidays. A whole month of August. Woof. So I can just kind of chill out. I assume that increases the stat? It might not. Okay. Never mind. Oh. I believe I understand. Anything? Well, if that goes up there, then where does... Is this the right? Oh, no, those are all broken. I understand. Shrinks it all up for the entire month. It's rough. Aha. Another sleep turning over stones at the old delta. Harvest. 2 belay stations for parts. A good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple old lanterns I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for Ennio, who's been asking for one for cycles. Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Just not sure I'm going to haul it up to low tide, though. Nope, Stealth stopped doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discovery and sell them for parts in the Heights. Claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman. I don't want one of those. It's going to be a new hobby, mountain climbing on the weekends. I mean, I did really enjoy watching the, hold to place your main carabiner on the wall. We touch the most surfaces. Okay. I guess you just want me to grab onto the ladder, huh? That's fine. I was trying to grab onto the cool ring, though. I really liked watching the bouldering and speed climbing too, but mostly the bouldering. I liked watching people try to figure out like puzzles, climbing puzzles. That's just where I was, I assume. Yeah. Can't open that door. Speed climbing, no. I was just amazed they could keep going like that so quickly. People would slip and just like not fall. I don't understand how that there's like spider monkeys. Bouldering, I guess it was just slower pace so I could get it. It was like, oh, okay, so you're gonna try to do this. It still looked physically impossible-ish, but I could see where they were going with it. You know, there's the sports and the Olympics where you're like, I understand this, and then there's some where I'm like, I don't even know how you're doing such a thing. I think am I supposed to quit out? Seems like it. Maybe. Yeah. Got it. Can't do any of that around here. It's all chalk. Don't want the cliffs all coming down. Don't you have like the steps of the giants? Giants staircase? Something like that? There's got to be some climbers that go around there. You know, it's a place that looked like someone accidentally like spilled a Catan board, and it's at all different elevations. Slow. The restaurant almost no one came up the last music night, even though people are still climbing down from all over. We don't play the shells anymore, but still. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might steer passerby this way. I miss seeing a patio. You take care of it? I checked with low tide and everyone agrees. Hey Mo, listen, these things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like, if I'm free for a romantic dinner for two. Anyway, all good for your scaffolding, since Village proves I don't have much wood to choose from after that new path to the plain I had to build, but I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. I owe you one, thanks. You're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sanja? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. Giants of Causeway. Giants were in there somewhere. UK on the coast. That would be all clay. That's okay. My place is all clay too. Backtracking is interesting. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but thank you for saving me, Carabiner. That out over there. There we go. I refuse. It's too soon to use a Python. Baton. It wasn't until I started my shift preparing for the crossing that I realized it's my last crossing to supply fumarolia. After that, folks have to make do with what they have. What I wouldn't give for things to go back to the way they were, seeing smiles on people's faces, little ones climbing the cliffs and diving into the waves, and us water fishers learning to fish again. All the things the old folk tell us about sleep after sleep, but enough of this yearning for old times. Got a desert to cross and a caravan to prepare. Not going to prepare It's not going to prepare myself. If only. Oh, up. Don't see much in the way of sea up there. Yeah, good lord, my grip strength. I feel like that should have... used my stamina up a lot quicker. See much in the way of the sea around here? I do believe that might be the point. Wow, that was really, really easy. Anything this way? Oh, not quite. How far must I walk? Are you punishing me for... not pressing X the first time? Oh, we're fine. Let's see if that would go anywhere. Maybe. The thing about resting is it permanently decreases your stamina on your current climb, so you gotta be more careful when you do such a thing. Yeah, not a lot to talk about that I did this weekend. Just some like closing ceremony Olympic stuff. I watched the basketball finals, and then some speed climbing, and then the kayak cross, which we've talked about before, which I still think is hysterical. Looks like we can get there just from here. Went to go see the Deadpool movie. It was not bad. Okay, well, yes to that, but first to this. Oh. Sorry for the fleece plant. Hello, friends. I thought I was going to knock it down. I'll be perfectly honest. I thought I was going to just smash that thing. One's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails when it comes to digging. It's not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates, and barrels is my area of expertise, but shifting their old stones, at the slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists. Making myself useful again. Already, the work's dried up. That'll start up again. We'll see how we can move forward. But you, how are things going in low tide? Stevie's still refusing to go to school. my love. I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much, Dee says. I'm homeschooling her, and I'm very much out of my depth. Do you remember the names of all the regions of the tower? I don't even remember learning that. Gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar to keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. Ended up going with her. It's been ages since I'd last ventured beyond the village. I'd forgotten how dark it is. But you know Dee, she's gutsy. And she's enjoyed diving into the past, just like you. Speaking of which, the archaeologists finally found out how tides work. They've been digging for a while now. Get it? You know when you'll be able to come back up here? I know how the tides work. Something tells me they work a little differently here. I am not sure what going here will help me climb, but we will find out. That was dizzying. And then I spent most of the rest of the weekend playing with friends. That's cute. No, I need to follow this thing now. That's like a little... It's a flying pig. Hey, Bianca, you must have to cast off or who knows where. I went back to the postal relay. Still no water. Surprise, surprise. Sully and Faz are still sorting through everything by hand. I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me on Pebblebank? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start. I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it'd be nicer if this damn Pebble would change course when I asked it to. I'm telling you, it's stubborn. Worse than old Yom. Honestly, though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm gonna tie at this rate. Left your mail by the door. Yeah, I almost feel like I know the basics of how to play a single character in Guilty Gear. We're making significant fighting game progress. Or so I think, and then one of my friends just... They're very nice. You need people like that to learn, because otherwise it's just gonna... You go into matchmaking and it's just... Oh, it's a slaughter. Hey Bianca, how are things down there? Your boss sailed off into the horizon. Good riddance. Never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. Seasonal job when there are no more seasons. I'm starting to get bored. You can tell because I've started scratching letters. Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Eam. We'll go with Eam. I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a buoy on dry land, so no surprises there. Been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know, but everything here is closed, except for old Enio's shop. He's still raising his chocos. Basso tried to convince him to leave with them. Remember Basso? Little terror at the back of the classroom? Caught in quite a gale. It was amazing. No one dared try again since. I'm going to keep you on if people stop coming by. You might see more folks soon, though. Came across a classified ad. They're out on an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I like that, but going off an adventure with strangers? Ugh. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? Sounds like quite something. Better stock the hold. I'll bet they'll come this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me, too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. It'd be a nice change from the few stray travelers that still come by. Hey, the other day another climber got stuck at Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. Only could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, settled. I'll be waiting for you. Oh. Oh, these are getting more precarious. Well, apparently not. Very easy. Yeah, that doesn't really look like a place to fall. Oh, these things are so cute. Chelsea's back. She had to do like a 3-hour drive to go with the bride-to-be for a makeup trial before the wedding that she's matron of honor in next month. She hasn't started writing her speech, and now I can judge her for that because I've written a speech. But then as soon as she does, I won't be able to, because then she'll have written 2 speeches. I've got a limited window of teasing available to me. Gotta make the most of it. Then my friend who I was best man for, now he has to do a speech as well. And I'm just gonna tease him no matter what, because that's easy. Even though I know they'll both do great. 12 octaves after the Jusant. Finally leaving. So happy I couldn't sleep a wink. The old harbor master's office, a note caught my eye. It sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds, seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 octaves, Becca and Arlo's farm, Highfield, to journey together. For spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world, as Aim would say. Hopefully we'll be stopping by her hut. Just thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. Then he looked on the other adventurers leaving from low tide. Don't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition all by myself. Only time I ever left here was for the harvest festivals when I was just a small fry, so an expedition like this is no matter. I want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents. I forgot about them. I like that you're writing this down. Stream of consciousness style. What am I going to tell them? You folks I'm off on an adventure. See you around if and only if I make it back alive. Of course, Bianca dear, don't forget to bring snacks. Better not say anything. And I should bring snacks. What else do people normally take on this type of trip? One thing's for sure. What's a journey without a logbook? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain in search of springs. I'm going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You've welcomed me with wonder, and have always kept me company as I've pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you to the weave breaks who will watch over you from the sky, and to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creations. Adventure calls. What kind of creation? Well, guess we'll find out. Oh, and Pirate, I did look into shipping to Ireland, and oh my god. I mean, I knew you'd be right, but like, why? Why is it that crazy? Oh, and then like we start swing. Got it. Oh. Hey, you showed X for a second. Do I need to yoinkus this first? Please. Please. Do I need to pretend that I don't see you? Guess so. Ask Mo for help, but it's no use. Storm won't budge. No way of knowing how its inner mechanisms work. Does it have anything to do with the lost ocean? I wasn't much of a handyman either, but you'd think we would have been able to figure it out between the two of us. He had to weigh anchor. A date, he said. It's true. He did seem rather dressed up to tinker around. Rather perfumed, too. None of this answers my questions, of course. Explored you from deck to hole, and I'm no further along than I started. Don't know what you would have been used for, my lighthouse. Your paintings seem to allude to water falling from the sky, but that's pretty vague. Now what am I supposed to do? Oh my god. God of War. Womp. Yeah, just summon Jormungandr. You don't know if it's intentional. I'm in Discord too. It wasn't intentional. I just was in there earlier. Zonking around. Though if I could stream to both, I would. Can't hurt. How's it going, Sarah? Chapter 2, Migration. I definitely enjoy the idea of a society like clinging to a mountainside. Gotta be probably one of my favorite little fantasy tropes. Weird. Generate an echo. Oh. My. The like gorge side cliff town in near the original, or I guess replicant, right? Comes to mind. For one of the towns in my little pirate game, I had or I guess have, a concept of a like giant ancient battleship that has already sunk, but its masts are still sticking out of the water, and they're just kind of spiraling along the side of it. I even had an idea where the second one, the mast had fallen, but they were just kind of on the stump of it. This has got to be echo related. Okay. Have I done something here? Should I keep echoing? Am I stupid? I feel like I should go back. Or maybe I never needed to go back. We're just at another section. And that was more of a collectible. Honestly, I'm trying to think of anything else that's been going on. I've got a concert I'm headed to on Friday. And then, yeah, other than that, I've got a Jack and Jill bridal shower. 2:10 on Saturday, and that's about it. It's just gonna be one of them weeks. I am excited for the concert, though. I haven't seen Cage the Elephant in 10 years, probably, and they were the opener at that point. Not even the main event, so... that looks weird. Yeah, that didn't change my mind that it was weird, but I'm gonna do it anyways. They did release a well, a Kickstarter for a source book for a Cosmere like Dungeons and Dragons, like a turn-based tabletop RPG, which is the world that Brandon Sanderson like calls home, so to speak. And I really need them to stop doing stuff like that. Because it looks really cool and it has a lot of official art of what these worlds should look like, and there's barely any art for them in general. At least none that's official. And I almost want it just to get like the lore on the worlds. Even though I definitely know I would play that RPG. Yeah, I know. Stamina. I'm almost there. I'll worry about stamina when we have to do longer climbs. So each, interesting. Okay, that's probably the way forward then. Apparently each year is going to have another world in the Cosmere as one of its like adventures, so they add different rules for each magic system. They have the Third Realm. It's a whole thing. want to see more before I look to get it in the future. It's not out till like next year, but they gotta stop showing me cool stuff. I have no will to resist. I don't even have a will to resist when I get like gift cards from work. They finally added gift cards back to the work rewards program or whatever, but they made them into $25 gift cards instead of 100. It's the same like price per like recognition. It's a confusing point system now, but now you have to get it in $25 increments. That doesn't stop me. As soon as I got that, I'm like, well, I can get Street Fighter 6 so that I can play with my friends, and then I'm like, oh, gotta get the season pass, and then I'm like, oh, all done. Interestingly, where does that go? Is that a shortcut down, or unclear? Feels like just a shortcut down. I mean, I see you, but how would I get up there? Unless I can, like, jump here. Oh, there's nothing to grab. Alternatively, I might be stupid. Alright, let's just see where that goes down. Ah. No? Really? Is that just really a shortcut down? Oh, that's gonna bug me though. Unless I can rocket myself around. Or if any of these things is a handhold, but I doubt it. I suppose I could do that, and then go around from here. That doesn't doesn't exactly work the way we want it to. No, that's not... Sometimes my jump feels like a world beater, and then sometimes it feels like whatever this feels like, which is bad. No, stop. Does this not count? Weird. I mean, I'm missing something, but I don't think anything has been that unintuitive. Unless I start there so that I don't have to do anything weird. And then I, like... Not there. That one might be a little tricky. That might be better. I feel like that's doable there. They're gonna show me some easy way to do this later, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But not today. No, thank you. Could either go that way or here. Let's start with this one. Never mind, this is a shortcut way, it looks like. So, looks like instead we're going to do a good old big swing. So, probably higher. Should be close enough. I believe we can make that jump either way, yeah. Yeah, I know. Rest, rest, rest. I understand. Whew. Alright. A lot of flying pigs. Oh, my little butt-eyed baby. It truly is a twin pair of buttocks. Okay. That's probably the way forward, so let's explore elsewhere. Oh, there's two ways. Alright. Oh. Pretty easy. Are you telling me to go kablooey? That did not do much, friend. Is that just to repel back down? I mean, probably, but again, it's pretty unclear. We could definitely get up there. Dearest Met. Probably laugh at what I'm about to say, but I wish I were a Choco. Nothing to do but be round, fluffy, and cute. Whole sleep long. No job, no existential crisis about the future. More relaxing than going door to door, but someone has to bring the old folks water. I never would have believed it. I've grown fond of them. Remember old Coco? She made me listen to and dust off her shell collection. She's as deaf as a post, so someone should listen to them once in a while, she said. One of the shells almost crumbled to dust. They miss the ocean, just like we do. Things any better with your family? Are they still upset? Don't even tell me if it's too difficult to talk about. I may not be there to support you, but I'm sending waves your way. Oh, that Coco. Still, I admire you. I definitely wouldn't have the patience. Things with my parents are still choppy. They let the ocean disappear, but they don't want to understand what happened. We're not responsible, they always say. They've left for the Cauldron's oasis. They requested the furnaces so they could join some friends of theirs, but spots there are hard to come by. These things have calmed down for me since they left. I feel as light as I can be. Maybe I should go on a trip too. I feel like this has got to connect to the other lift. One would imagine. Yes. Berlingzette, issue 43. 9 octaves and 1/3 after the Jusant editorial. This issue will be taking a look at the creatures that gave this near cyclical publication its name, Umbrellas. Well, they've come up before in our issue on endangered tunnel wildlife and in our special edition, Inhabitants of the Great Reservoir. We've never dedicated an entire section to them. It's high time we rectified that. Umbrellas are best known for their slow, majestic flight. However, they began their life cycles clinging to rocks. This first stage, they resemble flowers known as shrinklets. From within the shrinklets come sparks, small glowing creatures that fly through the darkness of the caves and tunnels in groups. How many octaves does it take for a spark to grow into a umbrella? How long do umbrellas live? Has anyone ever seen one die? Much has been forgotten, despite them being witnesses to the tower's ancient past. At the time of writing, they've almost completely disappeared. We only know about sparks from children's stories. They're said to kidnap naughty children. And shrinklet sightings are exceptionally rare, only occurring in the remotest tunnels. In the following pages, we attempt to piece together some facts about them. Did you know? Based on the information we've gathered from the teams of water surveyors who sometimes encounter these creatures on their maintenance rounds, and who we are very grateful to, being near sparks makes you feel weightless, so be sure to behave, kids. Let's hope the drop in activity in recent cycles will give shrinklet sparks and umbrellas the peace, quiet, and space they need to thrive. Well, they certainly do be thriving. Just have to make sure there's nothing over there that I gotta do some wonky stuff to. This October, we are celebrating the safe return of Expedition 34 to the port. Expedition was started by Corey and once again braved a horizontal world. Ooh. Proud to welcome these children of low tide who are returning with a priceless treasure back among us. Members of Expedition 34, descendants of the celebrated Her, Iga, and Im, who were the first to venture out onto the Great Plain in search of the Lost Ocean, walked further than ever before and were finally able to find a new spring after numerous failed expeditions. A fresh start for many villages who've been waiting their turn since furnaces and fumarolia oases hit their population limits. Welcome reception will be held next sleep. A collective of former expeditionaires had made the best seaweed pie. Bring your own beverages. Okay. Looks important. Oh, it's gotta be important. Hmm. 12 octaves and 1 prime after Jusant. Usually, just getting to low tide from my old lighthouse is an expedition for me. It's hard to believe that this time the adventure was just getting started. Meeting point, I found myself waiting with Met, a young woman from these parts. Well, young. Younger than me, anyway. Her parents have already left, but like other people our age, she wanted to stay. I made ripples with the older generation. Leaving the family nest is no easy thing. Don't know Met well, but we already have something in common, the widening gap between us and our parents. She seemed relieved to see me. For once I was lost for words. Smiling awkwardly and still red from the exertion of getting there, with my pack all undone and my hair sticking up every which way, probably. Nice one, Bianca. Not socially awkward at all. But I was just as relieved as she was to know I wouldn't be setting sail alone. To my surprise, old Soul joined us too. I don't think we'd exchanged a single word before now. Will an old schooner like him be able to keep up? Ever since I was little, Soul's always been the old hermit who lives on high. He used to scare me. He would come down to the port sometimes like a spider sliding down a silk thread. The other kids and I would have fun running away, screaming at the sight of him. Even now my knees start quaking as I saw him lumbering towards me. We set off as a group of 3, since no one else came to join our crew. I soon realized I'd been worried for nothing. Soul leads the way, an odd figure with nimble feet and climbs the cliffs with amazing ease. Met follows behind, brimming with energy. Suddenly, I feel like the old one. And this is... Still kind of climbing towards that. Yeah, I don't know if we would have been able to reach that anyways. So this seems like the right direction. Surely this game about changing landscapes and climate has nothing to do with our current... Wow, you really want me to throw it all the way over there? Okay, let's go slam into a wall. Huh. That was surprisingly comfortable. Yeah, see, for some reason I thought I would, like, go into that, and then I realized there's absolutely no way that was happening. Oh, are you a Shroomling? Or a Brella, maybe? Gotta be one of them. Feels like we're loading into a new chapter. I still couldn't tell you what we're doing. So that looks like a door that I can't open. We're not sure, but it's provocative. What was the other game that was kind of like Grow Home? That one wasn't as punishing, but oh boy. Some of them certainly are. Like, can I jump on this while it's still climbing? I can. Interesting. Yeah, no need to rest. We'll be fine. Now I'm holding on to fungi because, like, I don't think the roots go that deep. Appreciate no, like, quick time events for this. Hello. Thank you. No, like, gotcha moments. Anything clear? I cannot jump that way. Okay. Sorry for bothering you. Honestly, I was pretty certain we weren't going to be able to grab that, so that's good. Pretty. I've never seen so many people coming down from the heights, and some are stopping in low tide. Maybe my situation's not so hopeless after all. Ocean provides a patient heart, as my mother used to say. Maybe I'll finally manage to meet someone. It's been slim pickings here. Apart from old Yam, maybe? Makes my heart flip with his dimples, calloused hands, and that plaid shirt he always wears. Yam, the baker? Hope you're joking. Can never tell when you're pulling my leg. Anyway, I'm leaving the tower too. Sorry, Bassa. I don't know how else to tell you. Wish we could clip our carabiners together like we used to before running aground on the old pier. Wish I could convince you to come with me, but that's how it is. I'm crewing up with a neighboring village. They found me a spot on one of their pebbles. We'll see each other again somewhere down on the plain, won't we? Don't be angry with me. I'll miss your letters. So we've got a lot of people trying to migrate into the desert once the ocean dried up, and we've got the old folks trying to get spots in the 2 oases. Oh, that was my bad. That was a terrible jump. Let's not talk about it. I don't know if these towers do anything other than look gorgeous gameplay-wise, but I'm still happy we got the one that took us like 20 minutes. So that was low tide. So to speak. Put on our sunglasses. Future's too bright. We're into the solstice. Even though I think objectively equinox is a much cooler word. It's not just because my birthday falls around an equinox rather than a solstice. I don't think my brain ever moved on from people just putting random X's in their name. I still think X is the coolest letter. 12 and the 3rd octaves after the Jusant. This is an adventure, all right. I mean, fine. We've only just gotten started. We still haven't strayed off the beaten path, but for me, this is huge. Can't wipe the smile off my face. I think I needed this. To feel the rocks under my hands, to experience something out of the ordinary, to move. Getting to know my companions better, though our chit-chat mainly revolves around which route to take to join the expedition. Matt and Sol are already getting along like a house on fire. Probably hear us laughing on the way down to the salt plain. By embarking on this journey, Sol wants to try and return to the world of yesterday, and Matt wants to save the world of tomorrow. As for me, if I can just make it to the meeting point alive, I'll be happy. Never dared leave home before now. Well, leave for real without my parents, but I dreamed about it. Having incredible adventures, finding a new port to call home, anywhere but low tide. Never really felt like I belonged there. Maybe I didn't try hard enough, spent too much time dreaming of far-off places, but what is there for me back in low tide, apart from empty houses and questions without answers? So I had time to give something else a try. For me and Met, climbing is usually something we do and we have no other choice. Seeing we hesitate each time we have to launch ourselves into the open air with only our rope securing us is an understatement, but we encourage and belay each other. For Sol, it's a different story. He sets the route with incredible ease. He tells us about how he used to climb as a kid to gather seaweed with his parents. That was just before the Jusant. Another era. Since then, he's seen the drought slowly transform the tower into a desert. Sol reminds me of the sailors from the stories you sometimes hear, the ones who can't get used to the inertia of the tower after spending their entire lives on the waves. Sol himself is definitely ungainly when it comes to walking, which terrified us as kids, but when he climbs, he's as nimble as the soar I tried to carve. Why would you do that to me? Cute mushroom jump scare and everything. Gotta descend to ascend. It's a incredible sense of scale to it. Well, that works. There we go. Anything that way? I don't think so. In fact, I'm probably going to have to rest here in a second. Stamina drops more quickly when the sun's out. Yeah, me too. Me too, fam. Bruce Wilton's son and disappear after a certain amount of time. Oh, God. Okay, a new... mechanic. Which we... Well, I can't say love to see because it's stressing me out, but we do see it. Are we gonna... Oh, we're definitely making it over there. Okay. Whether we want to or not. Satisfied this is the wrong way to go. I'm interested in this adventure with Bianca. Wondering how it'll go. 2 seconds. 1/3, 2 seconds. Okay. We did it. I'm completely wrung out, but we made it in time to join the expedition. There weren't many of us there, barely a handful. Look how peaky the poor thing is. She's shaken like a sewing machine. Felt so far from home. The tone was more encouraging than mocking. Efforts had been acknowledged and appreciated. I was too out of breath to reply, but a new emotion rose up inside me. I was proud. Proud to have made it this far. Still doubled over from the exertion, I looked around at the others. Everyone there had left everything behind to be there. Made a fire in their eyes. Desire to change things. And I was part of it. That's all it took to fill me with fresh energy. Arlo and Becca welcomed us to their sun-scorched farm with open arms. They were emotional, and the mood was solemn. They're the last farmers left in these parts, and they're the ones who put together this expedition. Spent their entire lives trying and failing to fight the drought. Nothing grows on the cliffs anymore. Their own funny-sounding words, not one measly plant grows on these here fields no more. We're not too badly reproducing the Highfield dialect. Then Becca told us about their wild scheme, setting off for the clouds to find water in the sky. At her words, a murmur rose up from the group. There was talk of how feasible that plan was, how best to go about it, which routes to take and which sections to avoid. Arlo and Becca want to find ballast, as they're called lower down. Enormous creatures made of water that are said to live in the clouds. Ballast only exists in sleep stories for children. That's what I always thought before embarking on this adventure, at least. They're Arlo and Becca's last hope, and I'm starting to believe in them too. They have a chance to save the tower. It's up to us to seize it. Well, gosh, I don't think it went too well, actually. It's just thought. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Speed climbing. No. Go down. Up, 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 up. Oh. I used a lot of stamina, but we do be alive. It's good. And from there, just all the way over, I'd say. That is not what I thought you would do, but I appreciate you anyways. Please, please grab onto this. Please grab onto this. Thank you. No, it's not. Where? All the way up there? Seems difficult to do. Okay, so now we get a little... little mid checkpoint instead. That's pretty neat. Also, oh, interesting. Looks like there's another way up. Bodes ill for my stamina in the future. Okay. Anything there? This feels like it almost has to be the farm. Maybe not, though. Closed permanently until the sun decides to start moving again. Oh. It's just been hanging in the sky. I feel like the planet rotation being stymied is a big deal. I mean, it's just your everyday Elden Ring story. But besides that, is there nothing in this area? besides a hyperventilating pig. Not including myself. All right. Onward and upward. I hope they just didn't find it, but they found something good, because it's gonna make me sad if this expedition ends in disaster. I think I need to get just a bit further in. I wonder if those will mean anything. No. Get back up. Grab the ladder. You gotta imagine we run into one of the two quote-unquote oases soon enough. I can't imagine... Well, I can't imagine much, to be honest. So many boats. Sometimes this still disconnects for no reason. I just breathe on it funny. Look at it the wrong way. That's enough. It's like, you've lost your privileges. Essentially the question is, can we get around this spike wall? That is not what I wanted to do. Oh wait, hello. Does this help us at all? Yes and no, I guess. Back inside. Oh, okay, that won't work. Sorry to bother. Some new thing there. Oh. How do they have the strength? Oh, that one might not. The grip strength alone. It's unbelievable. No, it's not what I... whatever. You know what? Let's just swing over there. Forgot. Whole arc thing there probably wasn't going to work. Assume that'll just shortcut us back down. Yeah. 1/5. 1/3, 2 seconds, 1/5. There's so many people climbing down from the heights. I feel like a fish swimming upstream, like in the stories. Before the Jusant, we rose and fell with the tides. I remember hearing the old schooners describe enormous waves, ones that had drove people upward with each high tide. Never seen the ocean themselves. They were just repeating what they'd heard from their elders when they themselves were young. Must have been a grain of truth to those stories, right? Ocean nourished the cliffs, and in return the cliffs nourished the entire tower. Anyway, the inhabitants on low tide set enough store in them to set off in search of the ocean. I wavered too. Should we not try to hook the lost water? In a way, yes, but not by going with the flow. I have the answer now, thanks to Harlan and Becca. We need to get back to the source. We shared our shady spot with a man named Zoe. He was on his way down to the plain and trying to convince us to go with him. Why stay? He didn't understand why we wouldn't go. You don't get nothing out of those fields no more. Earth ain't worth a blessed thing. Grabbed a fistful of dust and held it up as proof. So he continued on his way while we prolonged our break, dreading having to go back out in the blazing sun. I refused to believe it. Ever since we set off, I feel like I'm rediscovering the tower. Like I've never truly looked at it or listened to it before. My perspective's changing the higher up we go. I'm sure we're on the right track. Still cute. Oof. Keep on chug-a-lugging, I suppose. This person left a caramel bun in the canteen. I ate it. Sorry, not sorry. There's no one around anymore anyway. Another one of those. These all feel like unlockables, except they're just unlocking my knowledge. Brown or black fur, big ears, prone to both nervousness and laziness. They're nothing more common than a choco. Too dull and unremarkable for a special issue, right? Wrong! In this issue of the Gazette, we do our best to make the ordinary extraordinary, starting with the most unobtrusive of beings, chocos. These mammals are useful to us bipeds in two key ways. They lay eggs and line their nests with fur, providing delicious meals and dense balls of wool, not the other way around. Raising them is no easy task, however. Chocos are escape artists. Through our action, or rather inaction, they've taken a nesting all over the tower, though they're native to the Highfield region. Did you know chocos work together to incubate their sparkling eggs and watch over their young? Some would argue that taking turns makes for better naps, but take a closer look at what's in their nest and you may be in for a surprise. Chocos love to sit on anything that shines. Not letting me through here. Okay. Fair enough. Understandable. Have a good one. Sada, what's new? Any work for us? Orders are drying up and business at the rope works is far too slow for my liking. I'm starting to get bored. Brushed up on all my knots and I've done the accounting I've been putting on for cycles, and Ulf dusted all the machines and now we're stuck twiddling our thumbs. We're not very good at doing nothing. Glad to know there's still someone left on the tower. Sada went with the flow, just like everyone else. Don't really see what they're expecting to find in the desert. It's not like the sun's going to budge any more there than it does here. No need for new ropes, but you're welcome to come by whenever you like. You'll soon get used to doing nothing. You'll see. It suits you anyway. No more time for each other, Cass. I mean, that's the way forward, but let's go down instead. This area, for whatever reason, feels a little bit like the cocoon area. Please let me jump down. Okay. Back up we go. Not that way though. Yeah, if anyone knows where to go to get that spinny obelisk, let me know, but it seemed out of my reach. Then again, I wonder what these would lead us to. It's fine. No, no, oh my god. This is maybe problematic. Unsure. Maybe I'll ride both. Yeah, this definitely feels like the wrong direction. Okay. Need to get any amount of stamina back from that nightmare. And then just easy does it. Rest up. And then... Really? I mean, if that's where you think I should go. Then go there I shall. Do like some of the contextual climbing animations. The foot sticking out to like get purchase, all that good stuff. Well, maybe we'll still get that. Spinny obelisk. There's that, in case I do something stupid. Not a guarantee, but always a possibility. Listen to your heart and follow your instincts. That's all I can tell you. Go if you must. I won't be going with you. My roots are here. I'm an old man. All I want is to stay on my land at peace with the world around me. Farewell. I wish you all the best. I'll go to the old tree for as long as I can, and I'll cherish your memory as my most prized possession. I'll be sad, but knowing you're out there somewhere will comfort me. A tiny plant growing in the desert. Oh, Grandpa. I'm going to be sad too. I already am. Mama says we'll come back when the sun wills it, but I don't believe it. The sun doesn't will it, because if it did, we wouldn't be stuffing everything in the house into flour sacks. Heard the water in the desert steams and is stinky. That's what Tommy says. She's never been there to make sure there was room for her animals, and she's going back with us. Unky says if you change your mind, you know where to find us. He doesn't want to write to you. He says you made Mama mad, and that I shouldn't be writing this. I love you, and I don't want you to go, but I'm going. So bye, Grandpa. As I thought that was like a sign-off of easy. Like GG, get good. Get good, Gramps. Okay. This is what we were anticipating, right? Yes, indeed. I wonder where that goes. Oh, that's kind of rude. You know what? I just wanted to see out here. Gosh darn it. I guess that's the way we'll head back. Let's go for a spin trip. I hope you all feel a little more enlightened because of that. Our brains have gotten larger. They've become more wrinkled. Having listened to that. Okay, sure. Nothing there. Up we go. Yeah, up we go, little guy, to the bathtub. Oh, we're getting near the top. Ish. I see a relay station, but I don't know if that's going to be the one we work with here. Oh, that's fine. Stop grabbing those. Grab this. That one was a wish and a half. Well, background music was a bold choice for a game. I think it's more... Well, it's not like Breath of the Wild where it's just kind of... Not diegetic, but it's almost environmental sounds. It's a little more than that. Okay. Let's rest up. There's another relay station up there, but getting there is easier said than done. There's another pinion. Oh, maybe it is a little based on the environment here. Though I don't know what's going on with the audio. Was it reacting to my stamina? Unclear. Incredible hold on the rock. I was saying their grip strength is absolutely phenomenal. Take him on American Ninja Warrior. You'll finally have one. Okay, I think we're... I don't... You know what? I don't know if we're good. Better safe than sorry. Oh, we've made it to the bridge. Want one of the rope things? Don't we all? Two-thirds. So we've gone 1/3, 2 seconds, 1/5, 2/3. Okay, sure. Warning, this journal entry will definitely be too long, but I have so much to say. Got to see Emmy again. Or Eam. I'm so glad I got to drop anchor at her hut. Made up for the lost time in the blink of an eye. It almost capsized when I heard her laugh again. I missed it that much. I like all the nautical terms they use because they're an ocean-based society in the past. She started by grumbling about something before shrugging and changing the subject, just like old times. Found myself chattering endlessly. The words flooded out of me. Told her everything, from my parents getting ready to pack up and go to our theories about water in the clouds. Everything got all jumbled up and I could tell my chatter made no sense, but she nodded as though she'd never heard anything more profound. It was about then I realized the whole team was gawking at us with round fish eyes. Oops. How long had I been standing there talking to Aim right in front of them? I didn't even set my pack down yet. It was so awkward. Aim gave a frown and barked orders at the assembled group. There was hardtack to prepare for everyone at the hut, and mattresses to air out, plus the salt the wind had blown into the corners. Everyone sprang up and got to work without another word. He was one tough cookie, that's for sure. Plus she was armed with a wooden spoon that she was brandishing wildly. Pot was soon set to heat in the sun while Sol swept the floor and Arlo scraped the plates. He gave me a wink and I laughed harder than I had in ages. Later on, with our stomachs full and feet bandaged, Eam told us the stories she heard from travelers who stopped by her hut. One of them grabbed my attention, the legend of the piper, a musician of old. He was said to travel from region to region with his flute to make it rain. Never heard tell of it back home, but Arlo and Becca had. Where they're from, they say he'd celebrate the rain's arrival rather than making it rain. When comes the water, dances the piper. I can keep my hands occupied, but I can't settle down as though staying busy will delay our departure. I've already rewound all my rope and checked on my pack. Brought way too many things aboard in this heat. Besides, maybe I don't need these 3 teapots or my favorite flower pots after all. Couldn't just leave them behind, but you know I can't go on like this. I'm trusting them to you. Hope they bring you as much comfort as they've brought me. Hope to see you again one day. I'm your crewmate always. Oof. Up we go. That seems plausible, sure. I assume we gotta go that way, but there's so much more to explore. Almost feels like a quarry, or yeah, more of a logging plate. Where are they getting the logs? Old shipwrecks, it seemed like mostly, but that can't be sustainable. Well, I guess that's obvious considering the state of this place. Haven't even bothered planting anything. What's the use? Breaks my heart to see the crops dying on the vine one by one, being powerless to stop it. What world's physics are you living on, if that's possible? Have you ever gone on a swing set when you were a kid and tried to jump as far as you can? There's a point where you can hit like peak velocity slash momentum and kind of float very low to the ground for a second. That was that. Just way less plausible. It felt like I was going really far on those swing sets, though. How do those swings not break? Know what I'm gonna do? Leave the farm, probably. Finally pay you a visit, maybe? Was the little one already climbing? To think I still haven't met her yet. Maybe throwing in the towel isn't such a bad thing after all. Oh no, I'm sorry. What an awful situation you're in. But yes, come for a visit. We'll gladly make room. The little one just started preschool. Can you believe it? She's grown so fast. Incredible. You'll see. Each passing sleep, she learns something new. When I'm with her, I feel like I'm rediscovering the whole world around me. Do you think in this writing they have like dialect apostrophes? She can be a handful. Anything down there seems like nah. Oh wait, is that a stack? That is a stack. Beam me up. Perfect. No glitches at all. This is another one I think would be fun as a... Where was that? As a speed run. Oh, we know each other. Our parents know each other. I see you're suffering. We're doing our best to divide the little water we have left here between us. Largest farms have been given priority. They use the most water since they feed the most people. I agree with what you say about needing to change the way we do things. Can't go on like this. It's not sustainable for you. You don't stand a chance compared to the big guys. We should convince them to share, pool our resources. Think that's possible? I'm not sending you water, but I am sending you courage. Great. So helpful. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers. How far do you let me swing? Because, like, if you give me enough, I'll swing all the way to this other side. I'll break everything. I have gone too low. That's fine. Another one. Should have just used his tears to grow that. That'll be enough. Fine. You win this round. Long rope swing. Yes, I am well aware that I could place a secondary Python Patalon. Thank you. However, I will not be doing that. That's gotta be the right way. 1 second. Can I hit that? Oh, you turds. Sorry. Bad with hieroglyphics. Oh, okay, we're not grabbing. But it would be cool if you did. Okay, I'm just gonna go up. That was not helpful. I think I'm stupid. That might be double jumpable. Yeah. That's more likely to need it. There we go. There we go. Can we yoink it? Thanks. At this point, I assume we just have an infinite rope machine. There's no way we're, like, dragging it through all those pipes. I want to call them pinions for some reason. Don't know why. Hey, I've seen the latest posters, one that say to eat more salt to quench your thirst. Together, let's save water. Salt your food. Water saved today is water drunk tomorrow. Made me think of you. They're taking it too far. We're supposed to drink less while they use up all the water in the Great Basin to water those sun-scorched fields of theirs. So every little bit counts. Honestly, have they no shame? It's always the same with them, but it's sure working out well for the store. Never seen so many customers, even though most of the villages are already abandoned. Running low on pickleweed, hearth salt, and rock salt. Even out of plain flakes, though they're pretty bland and not what I'd recommend. At this rate, I'm going to have to start selling my personal stash. What does the money matter if your society is collapsing? I'm going to take it with you? Ooh, that's a very aesthetically pleasing one. You got to put a bigger stone on top. Oh my god, that's the easiest one. No ambition. Oh, that's gonna... I wonder if I can get... Well, first, let's make sure there's nothing there. Okay. I wonder if we can get this jump off. Nice. Oh, wait. Other way, other way, other way, other way, other way. I feel like I'm only technically a millennial. I think the last millennials is supposed to be like 96. And I was only a couple of years before that. I feel like I was on the tail end of, well, just about everything. It was the same with my family too, though. Like, all my cousins were legitimately 20 or more years older than I was. Oh, I should have used the pinion for that, but it's fine. Okay, we'll put that there. Oh, echo. It's like a double jump there. Perfect. Where are you going? Probably the right way, but let's rest up first. Oh, definitely the right way. This is just a lore dump spot. Yeah, it was like all my second cousins, or is it cousins once removed? I can't remember how it goes, but we're like 5, 10, or 15 years younger. And I'm already an only child, so... You know, it was a lonely-ish existence. I already been there. I already been here? I don't think so. Once removed, is that where you assassinate them and it fails, so you take one limb? No, that's the one where you say they're all right now and they don't have a left arm or a left leg. Or one or the other. You can just take one limb if you're, you know, you're soft on your family. Couldn't be me. Little ASMR for you there. Without the obnoxious smacking. Legitimately, I had to... I had to leave a Discord call the other day because somebody in the call was absolutely noshing on some food. I couldn't handle it. was like, it's time to go to bed. But it wasn't time to go to bed, friends. It was like an hour before I went to bed. 3/4. Just can't stand it. We make quite an odd team. Eccentrics, hardliners, optimists, turn with the tides. I've never seen such different kinds of people working towards a common goal. Well, sort of. Not so sure I'm on the same page as the others anymore. I've realized people around me have nets and harpoons, knives. They want to capture the ballasts. Well, sure, we set off this adventure to prove they were real. We were going to study them, figure out how they were linked to the Rain's disappearance, solve the mystery of the Piper. Now I hope those creatures only exist in stories, because this expedition is starting to look like a hunting party. I feel so stupid for not seeing it before. As a triplet, like a shark murdered his siblings in the womb. Yeah, tell that to my parents. They were 40 when they had me. Did we explore in any other during? No, I don't think we did. Nah, it was me and only me, my friends. So we went down that way, right? Anything else? Oh. Oops. Oh, we jumped up there. I understand. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Oh, I've got another friend I love who absolutely just belches away on the Discord call. Just lets it rip. Just like, man. You can't stifle that thing like 5%? I don't know. I'm probably a hypocrite and I do these things too. Honestly, I'm just a little less tolerant. Raising Pebbles was fun until I started doing it for a living. I think I lost my way. You know me. Wasn't really thinking ahead when I took over the old farm. Couldn't just abandon the pebbles my parents cared for all their lives. Sure, I never dreamed of delivering the mail, but it kept the animals fed and my debts paid. Kept my noggin above water, like they say around your parts. But since the villages have been uprooted, it's been so hard. Too few people on the cliffs and too much distance to cover. Wearing myself and my animals out and I'm getting nothing but crumbs. Can't go on like this. I remember when we first met. Seems so long ago now. I'd run away from the farm. Remember how mad my dad was? It's quite something. Just couldn't deal with the sun anymore. And look where I ended up. I miss our belly laughs. I even miss the tunnels. Tommy, thanks for your letter. Things aren't any better here. I've made zero progress on my mending. Spent ages working on this hideous piece of embroidery because I'd rather watch rocks erode. Were you able to sort through your parents' stuff like you wanted? Poor things never got to enjoy them. All they did was work. Is that what'll happen to us too? We could both decide to opt out. World will keep turning. Well, keep on not turning. You get the idea. Take care. Oh, that's not... No. Get out of there. Anything there? You're not gonna let me do that, are you? Just checking to make sure there's no unlockables down there. Nah, seems fine. Oh, okay. Actually, wait, that definitely is a rock thing. Beam me up. please get rid of it? Thank you. Can't tell if these are lighting up as we unlock them, because I think we have lit up 5 of them now. Or if it's just coincidental. Are they dung beetles? Certainly looked like it. Okay, you won't let me go down there. That's fine, because I think it's just where we've been. Time to finally get back onto the beaten path. I can already feel this is another one we're going to miss like 2 collectibles. Despite our best efforts. We already do this one. Nope. Well, we're leaving the tower. Village has been given a date. Can't quite believe it. I still think about our dance. The last festival already seemed so long ago. It was so nice to forget about all this for a sleep. Didn't realize that at the time, but I think at some point I'd given up. But then, your laughter. The dizziness after that long waltz, the way you stepped on my feet, the way your cheeks glowed pink. I don't know how to ask you this, but want to come with me? Journey through life on the same pebble? I'm sorry. I know it's short notice, and now I care enough to be afraid. Afraid of what I could miss out on if I don't send you this message. I hope you get it, Keely. I hope they do too. God, those look like fingers almost. Ugh. Boy, we are still... I knew I wasn't kidding about the climb, but... Please... No, whatever. I was like, please walk on the ledge, but... They don't wanna. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about this. What's going on? I was like... This camera angle cannot be correct. No matter what they try to tell me. I don't know where I'm trying to grab. Well, that wasn't it. Or if I'm trying to grab anything. Oh, dingus. So that'll fly over there. That'll be our next step. But let's once again explore some of the... Oh, no. Okay. We're good. A little buggy, but we've been able to get ourselves out of trouble every time so far. I mean, there's gotta be something for that to be viable. At least you would think. Oh, if it is, it's not that one. I just don't think that's an issue. Don't think about how far I fell there. Yeah, I don't see that connecting anywhere. Ooh, that one's too far away. Maybe it was just the pleasure of gardening. That's a fast little lizard. Oh wait, that connects there, but what's the point? Ah. The other sleep. Rose asked me to tell him a bedtime story. He's getting to be a big boy now, and I love it. But I love it. I can still pretend he's little. I decided to tell him the tale of the long rain. I told him about the overflowing canals, high tide, the locks, and so on. But eventually he stopped me because he didn't understand. He didn't know what rain was. I'm starting to doubt myself. We both agree it's not just some tale our elders made up. It did exist, right? Hey, I think it did, yeah. But to be honest, I see where your kid's coming from. Water falling from the sky sounds pretty odd. Wouldn't be surprised old folks made it all up and are having a good laugh at us all up there. Bonk. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then that's not really anything. What's this? Don't get what the deal is with parents in the ocean. It's all they talk about. You have to explore the Great Plain, grow further, cross the oceanic ridges, find the ocean, blah, blah, blah. Fine, set sail for the desert if you want, but why should I have to come along too? You're getting on my nerves. Honestly, I'm kind of scared that I'll get dizzy walking horizontally. Nope, no thanks. Not for me. I mean, you guys walk a little horizontally. So that's it, Nil? You're leaving? Wouldn't mind going off on an expedition instead of marinating in this old place. It's so boring here. You have no idea. Can't take it anymore. If I have to roast, at least let me roast in the desert where things are happening. Plus, what if you found a spring? You'd be famous. Yeah, I just, it doesn't look like a lot out there, So, looks like we either go this way or up this way? Is there differences? I mean, yes. Yes, there is. No. Oh, that's gonna screw us up. Well, let's try it, I guess, but it's yeah. be fine. I mean, I get it, but it feels like we're near the top. At least of this section, maybe. Don't worry, it's definitely just pork chops. Getting truly decimated by my wife. I glow at all? No. No, I don't think it does. Goodness, golly gracious. What kind of journey have I gotten myself into? I know I gotta toot my loot, but just make sure we're not missing anything beforehand. You know, like that. Old stones, paintings, and gathering dust. Oh, paintings gathering dust. And this wall that used to tell time now rendered useless. These ruins are like my old lighthouse, I'm sure of it. They're reassuringly familiar, which is something I really needed. Thought I'd find answers on this climb, but I'm realizing I don't know what questions to ask. I think back to the Bianca I was just a few sleeps ago, so full of certainty. Small fry I was back then. Now as I write this, I wonder, why did I set off on this adventure? Ah, the classic dotting in ellipses while you're writing. No answer, of course. The building watches in silence. Guess I'll have to keep climbing to find out what I'm looking for. But the clouds above us are still so small. I feel so far away from everything. Around me, my teammates snore, lost in the rise and fall asleep. I wish I could close my eyes and rest too, but I can't keep my mind from wandering. I can't sleep when people are snoring, so I get it. What's the connection between the piper and the ballast? Yes, I do snore. Yes, I am hypocritical. Arlo and Becca's legends don't say. I think they're two sides of the same coin, the water in the clouds and the piper's rain. I'm sure if I could just untangle this rigging, I could convince the group to lay down their weapons. Sleep's evading Met, too, just gazing out into the distance. The Great Plain seems even bigger from up here. I feel very small and lost, like a little shell clinging to the side of a cliff. Oof, that seems, shall we say, difficult to cross. Well, let's toot. Oh my Lanta. I don't like it that much. But I am appreciative of you clearing the way for me. Is that a ballast? Convergence. Okay, we won't talk about how I got here. Not important. Alright, no more sun mechanics, which means my stamina is already going to feel better than it has. But it also probably means a different mechanic that will taunt me in some fashion. Service memo. Old canal is finally clean and locks 4 to 7 have been serviced. In all my time as a water surveyor, I've never seen the water level this low, but at least I was able to give the canal a good clean. Let's just say it was about time. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Never been this filthy in my entire life. Off the clock for the sleep. Till next time. Drag me through. Perfect. I don't know why you did that, but thanks, I guess. Oh, okay. I'm already starting to see patterns emerging. Or something. I don't know. How I can't grab onto that, of all things, is baffling to me. It's a big ring. What? Who else is gonna do anything there? Call the sparks. Okay. Jump to be carried by the sparks. I have to be... There we go. Jump to be carried by the spark. Oh, but they can only go in... Oh, wait, I get it. Okay, okay, okay. I got distracted by the many circles. And also, I think... that's just gotta have something down here, right? Nope, I've been bamboozled. Okay. How far do you think they lived? Probably about that much. Simple enough, I suppose. So is this how they channeled the water to their various little colonies? I would assume. Not sure what else it would or could be. And it would be the easiest way to get irrigation through to everything you needed it for. Because it seems like these ruins exist everywhere. Even here's affected. This feels... Ugh, feels correct. Disgusting. I guess there really isn't any more that way. I guess we're good. It's been a very meditative experience so far. I'm like loom weaving. I should say womb leaving, but that's a very different thing. Like that's more of an Isaac thing. Can't be just the canals. Someone's must have lived here as well. It wasn't just that. It's definitely a place of commerce as well. That just looks like a big mushroom. It's promoting growth, though. I mean, look, as long as there's not a true ending attached to all of these, I'm fine. 2 6th and 8 primes. I give up. To the peaks I go, come what may, from chasm to salt marsh I make my way. To the peaks I go, come what may, to find my true love again one day. Up in the clouds I went astray, from ravine to frozen pass of gray. Clouds watch me as I make my way. Will I find my true love again one day? Soul was singing that to himself as we gathered lichen for hot drinks. I asked him to repeat it to me later. When he was young, Soul would hear the old women singing that song. Let's just say he's not as young as he used to be. Clouds watch me as I make my way. To him it's a confirmation. The song is a map, following the words that will lead us to the ballasts. Met didn't say a word, and she can usually out-chatter a weave beak. We returned empty-handed, but it felt good to be climbing as a trio again. When we first set out on our climb, everything was so much simpler back then. Later, Met told me she's tired of this expedition. She's sick of all the water and the cloud stuff. She doesn't believe in it anymore, or not enough. She doesn't know what to do. Return to low tide? Is there even anyone there left anymore? She dares to ask the questions I merely write down. If ballasts were real, why would they stay in the clouds? Could they be stuck there because the cycle stopped? Or is their presence stopping the world from waking up? And what am I doing on this hunting expedition? I missed the lighthouse, as high feels old sundial and someone's thoughts, too. One place for the ocean and another for the sun. Are there others? No one seems to be paying these old shipwrecks for when there are much notice. We've gotten used to them by now. We've forgotten that. What else have we forgotten? It worries me to see Met withdrawn to her shell more and more with each sleep, but she's still climbing, come what may. Oh, interesting. Well, that is just a wall. I understand. already tell I am going to die to these suckers sooner or later. I just don't know when. Isa, thanks for your support. Thanks to you, we can continue to work to protect 3-humped saurians. Is that Mass Effect? Is that Tarians? That doesn't matter. Solarians. Without your help, we would never have been able to renovate our shelter. I'm also happy to announce the time has come. We've begun releasing some of our rescued saurians back into the wild. This time we're working with sparkle shroom growers to preserve shaded areas vital to saurians. I'm confident that reintroducing them back to their natural habitat will be a success. Still unclear how we're going to help the remaining ones adapt to life on the Great Plain, but now that the first phase is complete, at least the species' survival is assured. We were here before, right? Yeah, yes. I don't know. I'm not very good with directions, unfortunately. Kind of a double jump. Kind of a weird hover. God, espresso machine. Very confusing coming from the very wide open cliffs to this almost claustrophobic, like, scholar and research area. I'm just definitely missing something here. Huh. So I was missing something. Feels almost more like Tomb Raider in this level, which is completely fine. I love me some Tomb Raider. It's a nice change of pace for sure. Ooh, 13 octaves. We docked for a while at the home of an old local farmer gal. Him always having a wall within reach and roof over your head is comforting. Feeling of safety that you don't get in open air. Made me laugh. The sky? No thank you. Saw it once and it made me dizzy. Cal seems to be all alone in the world, but he can't bring himself to leave the tower. We don't have to ask twice for him to tell us about water. He mainly remembers the sound it made when he was just a tadpole, as he put it, and the silence that followed the drought. He spoke of full canals and waterfalls, of mud and pruny skin. I wasn't the only one listening. In the light of the glowing mushrooms, people's faces were exhausted, but their eyes were bright. The entire group hung on to his every word. Who will listen to his stories once we're gone? We ended up staying at the farm, delaying our departure just a little longer. There was no shortage of excuses. Gal's farm needed extra hands. There was a building frame to repair, spare parts to track down, ropes to replace. It felt good to be working on something concrete rather than wearing myself out on an interminable climb, chasing after legends. Possibly the same feeling keeps me carving my little sculptures. When it was time to leave, Met stayed behind. There was no need to explain. The group understood. All of us were secretly hoping to stay at Gal's farm. Well, I was. But I guess I'm still holding out a glimmer of hope for this expedition. Saying goodbye to Met was probably the hardest thing I've had to do since I started this climb. Don't know if I feel like writing anymore, or have the energy to. Goodbye. Maybe. My lore! Stop! Jen, are you still around? How are things out there? Still no rain? I hosted a group from your part of the tower here, off chasing clouds or whatever's in them. We had a great time, and I got a new housemate out of it too. Youngster who reminds me of you. It'd be nice having two of us to run what's left of the farm. Hey, old man, great to hear from you, and I'm glad to know you're in good company. Cass and I were just talking about the odd jobs I used to do. It's been a while now since the harvest, hasn't it? When I think back to it now, it seems crazy how many people you'd come to help pick you the would come help you pick the sparkle shrooms. Mostly because of the pies you made them for snack time. You never did give me that recipe. This way. Got it. I mean, it's leading me that way, but I'm no sucker. No more water, eh? We'll see about that. I'm sure if you dig deep enough, there's water to be found. No one believes me, but I believe in myself, and that's the main thing. Come on, old boy, we'll prove him wrong. Worst that can happen is I'll find treasure or caramel seed. That's some good stuff, caramel. Wow. What a lore dump that was. Hello, can you? Thank you. Perfect. Appreciate it. I suppose I could have used a pitten, but meh. Oof. All right. I think we'll call it here for the night, and we'll continue on tomorrow. I have indeed missed one. I'm gonna die. I've missed so many, I think. I haven't missed a single one of Bianca's, though, so... I think we'll finish this tomorrow. I don't know how much is left, but I'd say we're about halfway. So, look forward to it. And, you know, thanks for watching. If you like to leave a follow, or just come back, hang out any other time you want. And until next time, toodaloo.